For the purpose of this video, I have used Goaddon to build a migration tool that could be useful to any e-commerce agency who needs to migrate the data of a new client from one e-commerce platform to another. I've purchased Goaddon.agency and followed the setup process described in episode 2 of our introduction series. That process has given birth to migrate.goaddon.agency, a website where my new fictitious clients can choose their current e-commerce platform and integrate their data. This new client wants to migrate from PrestaShop to WooCommerce, which requires them to download and install a PrestaShop module that Goaddon has generated for my agency. As you see in the bottom left corner, the module is downloaded from a Goaddon.agency subdomain, and the module file is named after my agency. In the admin section of the client's PrestaShop, we're able to see the products that needs to be migrated into WooCommerce. Let's navigate to the modules section and add the new module. I'll choose the module file from my desktop and upload the module. I'll confirm my intention to install the module, and once installed, the client can connect the shop with the migration tool. Before the client can approve the integration, they need to identify themselves. Since this isn't a real shop, I'll just register example.com and provide my own email address. My inbox will receive a confirmation token that I'll copy off screen and paste in here. Once I've chosen a password and saved it, I can finally approve the integration. When all data has been collected and stored inside the database of this migration tool, the client can see it for themselves. The tool is designed to migrate categories and products. Orders will not be migrated, so for your version of this migration tool, you could choose not to collect orders at all. But now that the client has done their part, it's time for me to step into the role of an agency and perform the migration. So let's sign in as the super user that was created during the provisioning of this website. A super user can follow any regular account and perform additional actions. My agency has prepared a fresh installation of WooCommerce for the client, but this new shop has no data yet. So the shop needs to be integrated into the account of the client. First step is to download a WooCommerce plugin that Goaddon has generated for my agency. I'll visit the new shop, navigate to the page for plugins, press the upload button, choose the downloaded file, and install it. Once the plugin is installed and activated, a Goaddon agency menu tab will emerge. I can here push a registration button, which will send me back to the migration tool. Like with the first integration, I'll approve this one. So the account now has two shops integrated, the old from PrestaShop and the new from WooCommerce. The former has all the data, the latter has none. Let's change that by navigating to migrations. This migration page is the only thing I've added to the default setup of the website. Everything else was created automatically by Goaddon. On this page, I'll choose to migrate from PrestaShop to WooCommerce. The migration process will follow a template that I can tailor to the specific migration. The template contains payloads that will eventually be submitted in an API request to Goaddon's Unified Shop API, which will subsequently communicate with the WooCommerce plugin. The first payload in the template will be used for the creation of categories. Each value is a placeholder that is mapped to a category attribute name from the database of the migration tool. But you can modify the template to compensate for incompatible data structures between the two shops. In this case, I'm going to remove the path key and instead let WooCommerce derive the path of a category from its name. Let's try and migrate using this template. Two categories were transferred, but the migration tool raised an error before even trying to create the third category. The migration tool is trying to replicate PrestaShop's category structure, which means every category transferred from WooCommerce that has a parent category should also be given one in WooCommerce. So the migration tool looks for the parent category of the category it's trying to migrate from PrestaShop, and then tries to find a category in WooCommerce that has the same name. As we'll see when following the link to the PrestaShop category that could not be transferred, the parent category is called Women. Currently, only one Women category exists, fetched from PrestaShop. However, when we refresh the page, the newly migrated WooCommerce category with the same name has found its way back to the database of the migration tool. So we can navigate back to the migration page and try again. This time our category was migrated. However, now another category is facing the same issue. But now that we know the mechanics of it, we can wait a little while and try again. With all categories migrated, the migration tool has moved on to products. This process also relies on newly created categories being transferred back from WooCommerce to our database. And while waiting for this, let's review the payload of the first product that we are trying to migrate. It's been filled with as many informations as possible, including associations with categories and images. The product has a few variants, and each variant has its unique set of variations. Since the product has variants, this payload has been generated based on a template called configurable product. Once the migration is finished and WooCommerce has had a chance to transfer everything back to our database, we can see duplicates of all categories and products. We can find the migrated products in WooCommerce and confirm that the data looks good. So my agency can now contact the client and coordinate the timing of a DNS reconfiguration from the old shop to the new.